They make a lot of money,
Yes, correct.
but they're notorious for spending a lot of money. So athletes are not the only ones. But again, most of us don't grow up learning about money, how to really deal with money.
Bem-vindos a mais um Mel Talk, o canal que traz empreendedorismo e desenvolvimento pessoal e histórias poderosas e inspiradoras e a conexão de sucesso entre Brasil e Estados Unidos. Hello, this is Mel Talk, and today we are going to talk to Gary Curry, personal friend of mine and somebody that really inspired me in real life. So thank you for coming, Gary.
Absolutely, I appreciate you having me. It's an interesting experience, so I'm looking forward to it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so thank you. So I'd like to know, he was born in Detroit and now based in Miami. So I'd like you to tell me a little bit of your life, how it was your childhood,
Okay.
how everything.
All right. I'm gonna not take you all the way back, but I mean, I did grow up in Detroit, Michigan. When I lived in Detroit, it was mostly black. We used to call it Chocolate City. So I grew up in a household of, I don't know, it might have been like 10 people in the house. We had aunts, uncles, cousins, grandmother, me, my mom, my
Everybody
sister.
living together in a small house.
Exactly. I mean, it was a fairly decent sized house for Detroit. It
Okay.
was 3 stories. 'Cause in Detroit we have basements, so like
Okay.
the third floor, which is underneath the ground. Um, so it was a decent size house, but not for 10 people. But
Okay. Okay.
we made it work. It was typical for I guess lower income class. But we made it work. It was, when I grew up in Detroit, it was during the times of the early 80s. Or early 80s, mid 80s, where we were in Detroit, we were like the murder capital of the world for many years. But
That's
you know,
where they build the cars and everything. So
exactly.
you were
But
building cars.
as a kid, you don't. My life growing up, was fun. We didn't see. I mean, I saw a lot of stuff, a lot of things where crime and all that. But you didn't. You had a good time as a kid because I didn't feel what we were seeing on the news and what they were portraying, even though it was there. But as a kid, and I give my mom and my grandmother them credit for that because they didn't have us feel that,
Okay.
even though we probably lacked a lot of things and saw a lot of stuff, but they instilled in us kind of that.
Even though when you lacked of
Yeah,
like material things,
exactly.
but you had the love and the
Exactly.
warmth from family
I
love
mean,
that
we went,
made
we had a good time. I
complete
mean,
whatever was missing.
exactly. So it was one of the things that my mom instilled in us is really the ability to just know that whatever you decide you want to do, you can do.
This
You
is
know,
beautiful.
it
It's like
is.
this is inspiring because
Yeah.
like don't of course okay you may have like a difficult life now, but if you want to achieve something, if you want to be big, just go for it and you're gonna achieve it.
I'll tell you.
Be optimistic.
I'll tell you, Melissa. One of the biggest things that my mom did for me, was she stood in line to get me into this magnet school in middle school. I mean, they had to stand in line overnight to save our place to get into school. So the school was inner city, right, in Detroit, but it was a magnet school where for the first time I started going to school with other races other than black.
Then black, okay.
Right. So in this school, it wasn't a private school, it was just a magnet school, and it was based centered around the arts. Right. So that experience, until this day, I have a lot of friends from that school that I'm still friends with to this day. And I would say majority of them are fairly successful.
Nice.
I mean,
Nice.
and that school opened up, this young black kid from Detroit, Michigan. It opened up my eyes to see that, there's a lot out there, and you can go get it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of like where I started to
That's
decide I wanted
that's
to get
when
into.
like that seed of
Yeah,
oh,
exactly,
I'm gonna get
exactly,
something more. I'm gonna
exactly.
grow. That's
So
when
so
it
that kind of started, and
started.
so it was. I mean, so as I got older and I graduated from high school, I wanted to get away because I knew it was more out there.
Okay.
So I went down to school at Southern University in Baton Rouge, all the way from Michigan, all the way down to Louisiana.
Okay,
All right.
Louisiana.
Yeah, so that was kind of the start of me being able to see the rest of
What?
what's out there. So, and I started school in economics.
Always wanted to work
I mean,
with money.
I
Okay.
so I knew that. I mean, like even when I was because I went to that magnet school, I was taking algebra and things like that in fifth grade, sixth grade, and
Hmm.
calculus, and by seventh and eighth grade. So I was always good at math, but I didn't like really reading. I didn't like the
Hmm.
writing. I didn't like any of that.
Hmm.
But I did like math. So
Nice.
when I went to college, I decided to go in economics.
Okay. As a civil engineer, I love math, so
Yeah, well, so,
here you go.
it's a lot of things
Yeah.
you can, I think math is the most important, but I mean, that's
Yes.
just my
Yes.
bias.
Yeah. Everything has math, even music, right?
Exactly,
Yes. You're
exactly,
gonna be.
exactly. So, I mean, it's, long story short, once I got away and started seeing even more and more, the
Hmm.
more you see, the more you realize it's a lot out there, and if you can obtain it, it's
Yeah.
it's
It's an infinite abundance and
absolutely,
infinite growth. I mean,
absolutely,
like
yeah,
the world, right?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
the universe, actually,
Yeah.
not the world, like the universe growing
I mean,
in
and here it is
abundance.
now. I mean, I'm all the way down here in Miami,
Do you like it
sitting here
here?
with Mel from Brazil. I mean, what else can you ask for,
No, I think it is my pleasure, actually. Okay, so I'm
And
gonna serve since this chat is really nice.
I see,
Like Casamigos,
right, and
let me serve you.
I will say this. I asked Mel to make sure she give me some really good alcohol when she was so generous and brought some alcohol from
Yeah,
Brazil
like
for me one time.
friends
But
chat.
this Casamigos is on point.
So
Cheers.
cheers.
Yeah. All right.
Cheers to friendship and growth. Mm,
Oh, that's good.
I like
Very
tequila.
good.
Yeah, I like
Ooh.
you can turn it off all the way down. Just so it's interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna say something like a personal thing.
Okay,
When
let's
I
hear
met,
it.
yeah, when I met Gary, we were at a
Boatyard.
boatyard. Yes,
Yes.
correct. Here in Florida, South Florida, and I was going through like a difficult part of my life, my experience here in the United States, and out of nothing, he said, "Melissa, I didn't know him, okay? So I met him that night. Melissa, just come to my office this day, and then I will help you." I said, "Okay." I started crying actually. I said, "Oh my goodness."
I was thinking it was the alcohol,
It wasn't the alcohol. It was like the experience I was going through. So he's a person that I admire. I get inspired of, and I have a eternal appreciation. And
Oh,
okay,
that's
this is
nice.
just something I would like
Those
to
those
share with
those
whoever
are
is listening.
kind words. I was
Yeah.
glad I could help you. I mean, it's one of the things that I try to pride myself on is being able to try to help people if I can. I mean, it was just a matter. I mean, it was nothing that I actually did for you, but
But
it was
what's
just
great,
I just, you told me what your issue was, and I was able to get you in front of the right people that could help you.
yes,
So
yes,
I'm glad that worked out for you.
yes.
So
And
absolutely.
here we are since that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, we're still
Exactly.
yes. So
Exactly.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so okay, returning here. So, and you said you always liked like math and everything, and you work with financial in the financial business. You help kids like who plays in an NFL, all those kids to organize their life. And how did you start in this NFL life?
Right.
Um,
Okay, basically what I do is I am a financial advisor, certified financial planner. Been with Raymond James now for 10 years. Prior to that, I was in private banking with Bank of America for the most part. So I started as in private banking. I had several, clients, NFL clients that I worked with. But of course, when you work for private banking and working in the bank, you're really more or less um, the bank employee, and
more
the client
commercial
and the
thing.
clients are their clients, right? So, but that was my first introduction into dealing with athletes. Me myself, I grew up playing football, so that was always my favorite sport. So it was going into dealing with athletes and being figuring out that I can help them from a wealth management standpoint. I decided to really focus my business as a financial advisor with working with NFL prospects and
Yes, because
players.
this just a curiosity because like they make millions
Hmm.
of dollars contract, but
Hmm.
not all of them know how to where to put their money and how to invest, and a lot
Absolutely.
of them I believe they lose everything
Yeah,
or
yeah.
most of their
Well,
money.
you know what happens is, and it's no different really than from a professional athlete than someone that hit the lottery or someone who's just not good with money because a lot of us we don't grow up learning about money.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
and that's all. That's not just athletes, but I mean, I'm gonna tell you, before I dealt with athletes, I dealt with. I'm gonna tell you who's most notorious for making a lot of money, but they spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
doctors.
Doctors. Okay. Yeah, they make
Doctors.
good money.
They
Yes.
make a lot of money,
Yes. Correct.
but they're notorious for spending a lot of money. So
Mhm.
athletes are not the only ones, but again, most of us don't grow up learning about money, how to really deal with money. So dealing with NFL players, and I try to catch the kids coming out, when they're in college, because of now with the NIL name, image, and likeness, these kids are in college are making millions of dollars, right?
So how old are they when they're in college? They leave college.
19,
Okay.
and they're
When,
still getting these marketing deals that are, seven figures.
so 20 years old, they're making like 1
Yes.
million, whatever millions
Yes.
they're making
Yes.
already.
So I try to connect with them early before they actually make it into the NFL so that I can begin the process of teaching them about budgeting, about money, about investing, about saving. And, because the reality is they make a lot of money, but it's only for a short period of time.
Okay.
Like the rest of us working stiffs, so,
Yeah.
we can work 65, 70, however, it depends on how much you like
Correct.
your job,
Yes.
right? So you have all of those years to make money and save.
Yes.
They make all that money within a few years,
How
maybe
long is
by
it? How long it's
as a
like a
career.
sport? Yeah, career lifetime
The average
for
career for an NFL player is
NFL.
like
Yeah.
3 years.
3 years.
Yes, that's the average. So if they're lucky, they'll have a lustrous 10-year career in NFL,
Because
and they'll make
they're
a
really, really.
absolutely, and they'll make a lot of money. But again, now you're talking about they're retired at 30,
Oh my
31.
goodness.
So
Okay.
now all the money you made, yeah, it's a lot of money, but now they have 50 years.
And they bought a lot of things, and they need
All right.
to keep on paying for those
Right.
things or
Well,
that lifestyle they want.
hopefully they listen to me and don't buy as many things. But yeah, so now they have to make this money last for the next 50 years.
Yes. Okay.
So it's
While you're still working little by
absolutely,
little.
absolutely, and maybe they go into a second career when they become business owners and things like that. If
Okay.
but the goal is to come up with a plan, just like everyone. Everyone has to come up with a plan, a financial plan, where they understand, okay, from here, how do I get from step A to step B, right? And what are the steps in between there, so we can make sure that we're not squandering the opportunity, right? Because I mean, just like recently, I got a new client that was she was a divorcee, so she got a lump sum of money, just like a
Mm-hmm.
like someone hit the lottery or an
Mm-hmm.
NFL player get their
Mm-hmm.
money in a short period of time. Now you have to figure out how to make that money last, because if this is
Yes.
all you're
It
gonna
has to be
get,
elastic. You're gonna.
absolutely. So it's all about creating financial plans. So that's what I mostly do for my clients is create a financial plan so they can understand how to get from point A to point B without, in the most efficient and successful way they can.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, probably you probably like divide everything else. So this is gonna be constant. This is gonna hit big
Right.
and try. Beautiful.
Absolutely. I mean,
Beautiful.
eventually, when I'm still trying to woo Miss Mel over here to become my client, so
Yes.
so, so you're gonna get firsthand,
Yes.
how we create these plans and help our clients get to where they need
And
to be.
I believe like most of your clients, once they start on having this advisement from you, most of them like become friends.
They do. I mean, imagine,
Yeah, at least a few, not
oh,
most, but
you're
at
right,
least like some
exactly.
of
Well,
them.
that's I've been blessed in that regard because I
He's one of my
you're
angels in the
right.
United States, let me tell you. So yeah.
I mean, I'm blessed in the fact that I'm able to pick and choose the clients I want to deal with. So typically, most of my clients become friends because it's people that I want to deal with, people I want to help. I know I can help them. So yes, you spend a lot of time with people. They trust you with their life savings. Yes, you become friends. You
Mhm.
get to understand the family. You get to understand the kids.
Mhm.
You're helping them put their kids through college, that sort of thing. So
Yeah.
yes, you definitely
It's a
become.
lifetime plan.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
it's again, like maybe the football player's career may stop at 30, but our relationship in terms of me helping them with
Mhm.
finances will continue on until, from as long as they're clients. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
that could be the next 20 years.
Yeah.
So
Nice. And I know you work a lot. Is there time for a hobby, to rest, to travel?
so that's an interesting question, but my hobby is also work. My hobby is golf.
Oh my, oh,
Right. So,
golf.
I played today actually
Ah,
before
okay.
I came here. So, but I intertwine my hobby with work. So that's how I actually make a lot of connections is through
Okay.
golf. It's
Okay.
through
So
golf.
you can do like work
Um,
while you
I mean, I
golf.
play
You can.
I play golf every week with a lot of ex athletes. They are all retired now, so this is what they
Okay.
do.
So high level, right?
Exactly. So and all those guys are good. So it makes it tough for me because I still work and I still got to try to find time
And they keep
to.
on playing.
Yeah, exactly. So I got to find time to keep my game somewhat stable so I won't lose too much money.
Oh. That's interesting. Okay, that's a sport I need to try.
You
Golfing.
definitely should. I mean,
Yes.
being in business and for yourself like that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's in your business, you're in mostly in a man's world, right? So
Correct. Construction.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So I mean,
And
it's
this is also business, but this is a new business. It's a new project. But construction is in my veins. I was
yeah,
born and raised into constructions. For those of you that don't know my history, but yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, being I think it would be a great tool for you to use as well. I mean, a lot of business and deals are done on the golf course.
Nice.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah.
Like traveling?
I do. Unfortunately, I don't get a chance to do it as much as I want to these days. I mean, um, I tend to take small getaways now,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm still really growing and growing my
Mm-hmm.
business. So I've been so busy. I haven't really taken, we haven't taken like real vacation, like a week or 2 weeks, in
Mm-hmm.
probably like 8, 9 years, not 9 years probably. I have a client of mine who he's been bugging me like every year. When you gonna take that safari trip to Africa? I was like,
Oh my
because he
goodness.
goes there like every year, like three times a year. I was like,
Wow. I've
But
been
he's
to South
again,
Africa.
he's another doctor though, but
Okay.
he's older and but he makes a lot of money.
Mhm.
Um, I mean he's retired now, of course, but so he has time on his. I'm still working, so I just don't. I mean he goes over there for like 3 weeks. I don't have 3 weeks.
Okay. No, but you don't have to go for three
So
weeks. Just yeah, 10 days.
I do my
10 days.
my
10
little
days.
3 days here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
good.
it's important. It's
Yeah,
important, like to refresh the
yeah,
mind and just to
absolutely.
come back and
One
state.
I tell you what, one of the things I have learned though, from being in corporate America is that stress kills.
Yes.
Stress kills. Right. So I do things constantly to make sure that I recharge myself so
Okay.
that I can continue.
Small breaks.
Absolutely, absolutely. Unfortunately, when I was in private banking, um, I had a colleague die in the office from a heart attack, a
Oh my
massive
gosh.
heart attack. Stress. It was stress. And I remember when I was in private banking working for corporate America, I remember having times where I used to have like
So
stress where
you cannot
you can't
move or
exactly.
uh-huh.
And then went from there, and then one time I had it in my chest. I thought I was having a heart attack, but it was just stress.
Hmm.
So I realized that I had to do things a little bit differently. So that's what I did. So I do things a lot to, unfortunately, this is probably not the best.
Cheers.
This is not
Cheers.
the best way to
But it
unwind,
helps.
but it helps.
Sometimes, just a little. Just
It helps.
yes.
It definitely helps.
Yeah. Small breaks, at least they're important too.
Yeah.
Yeah, to
Yes.
keep going and yeah.
But I do like traveling. Just to answer your point, I really do like traveling. It's at some point. I mean, I will spend the time to really, travel. I want to be able to travel out and see the world, right?
Hmm.
Not just visit somewhere where you go do the tour stuff. I want to go live, stay
Like feel
among
the
the
culture, like
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So if I go somewhere, I want to be able to be there enough time where I can actually ingrain myself in the culture.
Nice.
Because that's to me, if you're really gonna visit somewhere, it's that's to me that's you really want to find out what's going on.
You're very into sports, and besides golfing, do you like running or any other sports or?
I mean, I don't like running, but I do, but I do like a few days a week.
Okay.
It's one of the things I do, again as a stress, and I don't go on a treadmill. I usually jog out on the street
Hmm.
in my neighborhood.
Yeah, I like jogging like outside,
Absolutely.
outdoors. I like outdoors
I mean,
things.
we're in beautiful sunshine Florida. Why not be
Nice
outside, right?
warm Florida. Thank
Exactly,
you.
exactly. So I'll go out and jog, anywhere from 2 to 4 miles a couple of times a week.
Hmm.
So I mean, it helps. It really does help. So
Hmm.
I mean, and so I've done a triathlon before.
Ah,
So the
triathlon.
swim, the bike and the run. I mean, I
Wow.
did a mini. With it,
Nice.
it was some years ago. I said I was going to get back into it. I was supposed to stick with it, but I was like,
Okay.
I don't have that much time.
Yeah, I think
The training takes a
the
lot.
further I went was like half marathon. I want to finish like a whole marathon.
All right,
Like it's
so I'll tell you
yeah.
what, we're gonna do it together because I did a half as well, but I need to do a full, a full marathon.
Okay, okay, okay. So this is a deal. So we need to make a plan and then make it work. Okay,
Exactly.
nice, nice. Okay, beautiful.
Marathon.
Okay,
Oh my
cheers,
God.
cheers
Cheers
to
to
that.
that now.
Okay, okay. Mhm. Beautiful. And can you combine like family and work and leisure, everything? Was it always easy or not?
No, I'll tell you, it's not as easy, but I tell you what made it easy is for many years as I have 3 sons, with my wife. We've been married for it'll be 30 years this year.
Hmm.
So
God bless.
for absolutely, it's
Yeah,
I mean,
beautiful. It's beautiful
she still
to.
puts up with me, so.
Oh.
But for many years, she was a stay-home mom,
Mhm.
which that helped me go out and do what I had to do in
Because
terms
like
of
you were
absolutely.
relaxed knowing that your kids were fine, you
Yeah,
were
exactly.
taking have
Eh,
somebody like
Exactly.
were taking like good care of them, and then
Yep.
ready to work.
Yeah,
And
exactly. So I mean, you imagine being in private
it's a
banking.
team,
That's a lot.
right?
It
Being a
has to
couple is a
it
team.
has to
A
be a
family is
team.
a team.
It has to be a team.
Yeah.
And she took care of everything inside. I took everything outside, bringing the money home so we can take care of
Yes.
everything. She took care of everything else. So it was a partnership. I mean that we it worked for us. I mean until our kids got grown. I mean they're all grown now. So now she was able to then finish up what she wanted to do, and now she's a teacher. That's what she was always wanted to do. Went back to school and all that. So it was, it worked for us. I mean,
Mhm.
it helped me because again, in private banking and sales, you have to be out. I mean, I'm out
Yes.
several nights a week. Some things I take her to. Some things it's just
Just
you just
yeah,
have
you
to
cannot. It's
do.
just not that you don't want. It's
Absolutely.
just you cannot. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that helped. If you don't have a partner that works with you to help you do what you need to do, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be
Hmm.
tough. So,
And your kids, are they all like out of house? Ah, they are like 30s, right? You're in the
well,
30s. Yeah.
our oldest is 32,
Okay.
and we have a 28-year-old and a 25-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Um,
all adults.
all adults,
Yeah. Like.
and even the even I think this may be the first generation that actually has done worse than their parents because typically every generation improves upon what the first generation before them did. Like I mean, you're like your dad's very successful,
Yes.
but
One of
you and
my
your
idols.
sister, you guys are
Yes.
are are taking on the torch, and you're
Yes.
probably going to become more successful than him, right? And he was probably more successful than his parents. Same thing in my house, but this new generation, they're more what they call minimalists, right? They
They don't
they
want to have.
they don't want to have exactly. They don't want things. I mean, which is probably good because they don't
They.
stress. They don't stress. I don't
Yes.
need a driver's license.
No.
You can just drop me off. I mean,
Yes, because I think they want the benefit of what they want, but not having whatever it is. So, like companies like Airbnb or Uber.
right.
I don't need to have a car. I just want to get there. So
Exactly.
I ride an Uber or Lyft
Yeah.
or whatever, and I don't need to have a house. I go Airbnb and rent a house and just go.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's
But for
different.
us, we grew up, we wanted to drive, we wanted to get a driver's license,
Yes.
we wanted to get out of the house, we wanted to have our own stuff.
Yes, yes.
No,
We want to
this
build and have something more concrete, I think. We
exactly.
want to see something more
Yep.
concrete.
And this generation I mean, my sons are interesting. I mean, I will say they don't have any stress though.
Yeah,
They don't have
on
any
us. The
stress.
stresses are all on us. So to relax a little bit, I had a chef here, Anderson Mendes, who cooked a bolo de rolo. It's a Brazilian
Say that again. How's it?
bolo de rolo. It's
Bolo de rolo.
bolo is cake in
Okay.
Portuguese.
Okay.
So rolo is like round. It's kind of like a rounded cake or
Oh, okay.
something. So I'm
Okay.
gonna serve you. I hope you
All
like
right.
it.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
And tell me, is there any place since you said, okay, now it's time to maybe go for a longer trip or vacation? Where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go? It's funny that you asked me. I just asked my wife that the other day because this will be our 30th anniversary in August. All right. So, like, all right. So this is when I'm going to do a big trip. All right.
Okay.
So I asked her. I said, where do you want to go? Of course, just like women, she can tell me where she doesn't want to go, but
Mm-hmm.
didn't tell me where she wants to go.
Okay.
So I'm still waiting on that answer. She's thrown out a couple of things though in the past, like Ireland,
Mm-hmm.
because for whatever
Ah,
reason she has some Irish in her blood, even though
okay.
she's a black girl,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and but there's some Irish in her family, so she always talked about going to Ireland.
I've never
So
been to Ireland, but this is definitely one of the places I want to visit
absolutely.
as well.
So that may be a trip. Of course, there's several places in Africa that I would love to go to.
South Africa, like I told you, I've been there with my
How did you
kids.
like?
Oh,
How did you like South Africa?
amazing. I wasn't expecting, especially on what's the name of the places in South Africa, the main city?
Johannesburg.
Not Johannesburg, but the one south, a little bit more south.
What is it?
Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness, a city that I said, oh my, I see myself living here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that kind of place.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes.
Oh, how was it? How? So
And
how are the
see,
people in your opinion? How are the people there?
no, I liked like welcoming.
Yeah.
Yes, nice,
Okay.
very nice.
Okay.
But one thing that kind of like I wasn't expecting a lot of white people.
In South Africa,
In
yes.
South Africa, I
Yes.
wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. Well, they,
Like,
you
or
know,
like Africa in general, because
yeah,
once
that's
you
probably the
enjoy
only.
everything, yeah,
Yeah, but that's probably the only part of Africa that has
that's
mostly
more,
white
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they
But I wasn't
for whatever
expecting.
reason, a lot of Europeans kind of migrated there. I don't know
Yeah,
why. But
but yeah, and doing the safaris was
did you do a
amazing.
safari?
Yes, yes.
You did.
To go,
Question is, did you see a lion eat a gazette or something?
no,
You didn't see it. You
no, I
didn't see it.
didn't see it, no.
So you got to go back until you see it. You got to keep going back until you see it.
Exactly, yes, I didn't see that. No, no, but I
So
think,
if I go there, I need to see that.
okay.
I want to see a lion catch a gazette. I do want to see that.
Okay, this is very specific.
I do want to see that.
Yes.
I mean, that's when I'll feel like I'm in the wild and actually on a real safari. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to the local zoo. You know, it's like just lions just sit laying around. I mean, that's
Not the hunters, but the people that help us to find like the big five that they call.
Mhm.
There are the lions, the elephants. What are the big fives? I don't remember.
Giraffes, rhinos.
Rhinos.
Hmm.
And I don't know if they have like white rhinos anymore. I think they are extinct in like really
Okay.
nature. I think
Okay.
you have only in zoos or something.
Okay.
I think like white rhinos are extinct. We
Okay.
saw it when we went. It was like in
Yeah.
15 years ago.
So is that the only part of Africa you've?
Yes, only South there. But I wanna explore more. Yeah, I love traveling as
Yeah,
well.
I want to do some West Africa. You know, I want to do Morocco. I want to do.
I
Actually,
would love to go to
want to do.
Morocco.
I
I
want to
think
do
it would be
Ghana.
so colorful, Morocco. I think this
Yeah.
is like one of
Yeah.
the places that is in my top list, on the top of my
Okay.
list. Yes,
All right.
yes.
So yeah, so it'll be a trip sometime this year,
Mm-hmm.
in August for
Yeah.
for the 30th.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, nice.
So we'll see. I gotta start planning though, because it's I'm the planner, so which
Yes.
I am the planner for trips. I mean, so if I don't plan, it doesn't happen. So
Okay, so please do it because I want to see the pictures. I want to see everything.
plenty of pictures are coming. Trust me.
Yes. Okay. Beautiful. Talking about pictures, do you have like Instagram, the social media life? Do you
so-
live there?
Of course,
Facebook.
of course, since I'm in you know the investment world, we're regulated by a lot of different SEC, so we have a lot of different rules on how we do social media, right? So I do have, the Twitter, I do have, which X, I guess now, the Facebook, the, LinkedIn, and all those things. But I post a lot as well, but a lot of business stuff,
Okay.
and I send it through our what we call it's a central portal where it just goes to all those different approved
Okay.
social media outlets.
Okay.
But yeah, but that's probably the extent of my social media.
Do you think like the world is more like boring because whatever you say, somebody comes and say, "Oh, you said that," and this is
I'm gonna tell
I
you,
don't know.
I-
Boring. This kind of you cannot say anything that somebody's gonna say, "Oh, this is amazing, it's ridiculous," or
Melissa, I think that's so sad that
yes,
people
you cannot
live their
express
life,
maybe your opinion.
that people even concern themselves with the whole social media. It's like, to me, it's all a make believe world. It's kind of like the metaverse, It's like everyone on there.
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you, I saw a post, and I hate to say this, but I saw a post with this young lady who she posted her house for Valentine's Day, and had all of
Okay,
these.
so just happened.
Right, it
We are
just
filming
happened.
here in South Florida, Miami.
It just happened.
Uh, okay,
So
Valentine's Day just
so
happened.
she posted her house, her apartment, and she had all of these balloons, flowers, and all this stuff. Like, yes, telling everyone she's been spoiled, right? But it looks like a setup. If you look at the place, it was like organized. There's no guy unless he's gay. I mean, I guess she could have had a gay boyfriend. I don't know, but I don't know. So it was the way it was laid out. There was no guy that would have laid things out that perfectly, right? So I'm like, okay,
This is just to show off.
this is just a show off. So you probably did it for yourself, but you make everybody on social media believe that you're being spoiled. I mean, I think it's just sad. I'm sorry, it's just sad.
Yeah, social media is just like a thin line in between what is reality, what is not, and what is, should I give a like? Is my life related to the likes I have, to the number of the likes
Right,
I have or not?
right. I mean, I just
Complicated.
think people should spend more time face to face and doing more personal
This is our
touch.
generation,
Yeah,
our kids.
I'm sorry. It's just I think they're missing out. I think they're really
Yes, I do
missing
too.
out.
I do too. I
You
do
know,
too.
it's I
I
mean
agree.
to meet people out, like we did. We
Yes.
met, having cocktails and enjoying ourselves and being able to actually have a real conversation so that something comes out of it,
Uh-huh.
business, whatever the case may be,
Yes.
right? I think they're really missing out.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Yes, and like you mentioned like metaverse, and then I ask, what is reality? What, like, really, what is reality? Because like my reality maybe not your reality, because like somebody that lives in this metaverse world would be like with those glasses and living like online and everything, and they live like 24 hours there, so their life, their friends, and people buy $1 million lots, $1 million houses into
And
metaverse world.
metaverse. Can you believe
So
that?
this is
That's
their reality.
that's unbelievable.
So what is reality? It's right.
That is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. It is
Yeah,
unbelievable.
I think it's sad though. I mean, I'm just old school. I like the interactions, the personal one-on-one interactions.
Yeah,
I mean,
at
it's
least a balance, right?
yeah.
Do the balance.
Uh,
A little bit of
uh,
this, a little bit of
I
that.
mean, and it's unfortunate because there's a lot of teenagers and kids out there that they are following all these people and think they have such a great life, but then at the same token, they're thinking their life is not
Yes.
worth anything
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not having as much fun as these people appear to have,
Mm-hmm.
right? So now you start feeling.
Depression.
I try for my sons, you know, what I did do when they were by the time they were in high school, I saw that the video game
Was too
takeover
much.
was too much, so I took all video games out the house.
Yeah.
And it's so your daughter's a big gamer.
Yes,
One in
like, but,
college.
but she's, yeah, she goes to High Point University in North Carolina.
That's right. That's
Yes, yes, she does
right.
gaming. Yes, gaming design.
Oh, but that's her job though.
No, she's gonna. Yes,
That's her
yes.
job, man.
Yes, but I'm saying like this is big. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, that's her
like,
job. That's
yeah,
at least she's not just
a
wasting
niche that
time.
is really, really,
Nice.
yeah.
So High Point University has that.
Yes,
Wow.
beautiful, and I'm very, very proud to have her there. And
High Point is really changed. I
yeah,
like it.
yeah.
That's where
Like
we
the
used to live
public,
there.
the private and public
Right.
working together towards to a benefit of the
So
community.
so how did she? I think I might have asked you this before, but how did she find High Point from here, from all the way from South Florida?
I think High Point comes. They go to a private school here, American Heritage here in South Florida. And I
High
think
Point
they
was there?
and I think they come. You know, when they
Really?
like several colleges,
Wow.
university comes like for a college fair.
Ah,
And I
okay.
think High Point came and said, "Oh, I want to go visit."
High Point has really changed
And
then.
once we were there, I was in love with the university. I was in love with the place and with the with the philosophy
Right.
of skills, life skills, and contributing with others and sharing like the
I'm gonna tell you.
knowledge. And
So I lived in North Carolina, actually near High Point University, 20 probably about 25 years ago. It was completely different campus. If you'd have went there at that time, it was probably they probably had a couple of little buildings.
Okay.
I mean, it was completely different than now. You wouldn't. It was if you saw it 25 years ago, you would have been like, this is probably too small
Okay. Yeah.
compared to where it is
Compared to
now.
before, yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's nice.
And I, I'm in love with the university. Like I'm biased. I'm not biased actually. Well, actually, I am. But like they have like number one dorm in the entire United
So
States.
so your
Like
your
my
youngest, your
my
youngest.
oldest.
No, your youngest. Is she gonna go there?
No, my youngest, she doesn't know, but she wants to be a doctor.
Oh, okay.
So but she doesn't know where to
Uh,
which university she's going.
be easier if they were going to the same school, huh?
Yes. Well, only to one place to visit.
Then you could just go buy an apartment. They can live there together.
Yes, exactly. At least would be easier, but
And they won't do.
or if she wanted to stay with mommy, but she doesn't. I'm gonna be an empty nester really soon.
Oh no, no.
Yeah, okay, but this is something we need to deal a little bit further on in life, but not too long.
Right.
Alrighty. Is there any message you would like to leave to our friends here from Mel Talk?
I just want to thank you guys for all the hard work you're putting in over here, and this is a great setup. Enjoy the dessert and the drinks and the hostess with the mostest.
Ah,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So I thank you really like for having you here, for you sharing your life, for your experience, and especially for being my friend in real life.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
thank you so much. You're really an inspiration for me. So gratitude for that.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Thank
in
you.
abundance of life.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.